Hey, Eric.
What's up, man?
I feel like I've reached the next evolution as a cross-country dad.
Yeah.
Yesterday, I repurposed my spray bottle with a fan on it that I bought from Disney World for like $100 to spray your kids when they get hot.
Yeah.
I walked around the cross-country meet yesterday spraying the kids.
Awesome.
To keep the kids cool. Not the kids that were going to run against our kids.
Yeah.
The team.
You should
and
do
the
it.
Coaches. Just spray the coaches off.
That is a masterful dad move to like just take care and nourish all the children.
Yeah.
But you should do it for the other team, but make it 50% urine.
Oh, okay. I was going to say like vinegar or something.
Vinegar, yeah. Just they start screaming and burning.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Great way to get kicked out. Then you have to, if you get banned, you don't have to go anymore. Your free time suddenly expands.
I love these things. I eat it up. I love watching children race now. It's my new favorite sport. I didn't even watch football on Saturday.
Jesus.
I used to count down the days till college football started.
Yeah,
like, let's fucking go.
And now you're all about supporting your local community.
I just want to watch children run fast or slow.
Yeah.
One or the other. It's great. You want to hear some hot sounds?
Spray it all over me.
Okay. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic Japanese role-playing games, chapter by chapter, beat by beat. My name is Chris. I am joined tonight in person here by Eric. Hi.
Beat my beats.
Hi. Is that what I said?
No.
Oh, okay, good. Phew. I thought I wrote it down wrong. I rewrote everything here. And as always, we are joined by The Real Net, a collective of patrons who are watching and listening to us record live here on the internet on a Sunday evening. You too can do this at patreon.com/retroam. Hello.
We're also joined by the Fake Net, our post-production AI companion, who's also responsible for the budget cuts in Xenosaga Episode 3, also Sprock Zarathustra.
Initializing Fake Net.
I had to cut something. I had to either cut that, or cut both of you. Thus spoke me.
What, there were budget cuts?
You know how they've compiled all of the cutscenes for this game onto YouTube?
Yeah.
They've also done that for the third game, and I was like, oh, I'll click on this, and I'll scrub around.
Yeah.
And like this game, there's lots of camera movement. It's shot like a movie. Xenosaga 3, every part that I jumped to was characters standing on a screen having portrait dialogue to each other.
Oh, you mean like in video games today?
Yeah, like in video game. Like there's not, they lost the money to film every cutscene like a movie and just have a lot of characters standing and talking.
Somebody said you're not doing that again.
Yeah, somebody's no. I mean, I'm not sure if 2 is like that, honestly, but somebody's like, listen, you've got about a third of the budget and half the time, so make this go.
Yeah. Interesting. Okay. Just go.
Chris, before we get started tonight, I want to play a little bit of a game that's related to Xenosaga. Yeah. I've been thinking about characters, and sometimes I Google, what is a character? Chris, a character is a physical trait, a personality trait, and a goal. I want us to pick 3 characters tonight from Xenosaga and think if they have a physical trait, a personality trait, and a goal. My first character is Shion. Physical trait, what do you got?
I just pick a physical trait from Shion?
Yeah, from Shion. Like, what identifies Shion to you?
Braid. Single braid.
Glasses, big eyes.
Yeah.
Sleeps in work uniform.
Yes.
Qualifies. What is a personality trait?
Of Shion, personality trait, Shion is driven by the work.
Yeah, lives at work.
Studious.
That's good. Mine was going to be dissociates frequently.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good personality trait. I have that sometimes. When was the last one?
A goal. What is Shion's goal?
Shion's goal is to... Is this a cosmic goal, or can it just be to activate Kosmos?
A goal that, activate Kosmos, but I think it goes beyond activate Kosmos. Right now, I think it means make Kosmos my real human best friend.
Yes. Make Kosmos my child.
Yes.
Program my child to do my bidding.
My child who killed my boyfriend.
Which, by the way, doesn't work. You can't program your child to do anything. They're just going to do whatever the fuck they want.
Oh, sure. If you start hitting them, they'll do whatever you want.
Yeah. Well, sure, I guess. No.
Next, these early game characters, let's do Alan. What is a physical trait for Alan?
Alan's physical trait is lack of physical traits.
Yeah, he's so generic and boring.
Yeah, just guy.
What is a personality trait?
Alan's personality trait is that he wants to be cool so hard, but he can't be cool. Because if he tries to be cool, he's not cool. He's not just naturally cool.
And he's too boring to be cool on his own.
Yes.
I think Alan's personality trait is when he's left in command of Vector, he's all hard-ass boss manager type dude.
Yeah.
But in any kind of interpersonal situation, he melts.
Yeah.
What is Alan's goal?
Alan's goal is to make meaningful contact with another human.
I was going to say finger blast Shion, but actually I think yours might be a little bit better.
I think Alan is more pure than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he wouldn't do that.
He would do that, but like, but that is sort of a ride-along benefit, right? Like the real thing that he wants is a real relationship with Shion.
Yeah. This early in the game, you pick the third character we're going to do.
Chaos.
Do we know? Okay, let's go into about Chaos. Chaos is personnel or physical trait, anime boy.
Anime boy, slender,
high-pitched voice,
dresses strangely. Personality trait. I mean, we talked about this before, but he has the personality trait that sort of, when you walk into a room, he sort of commands attention.
He's a cooler.
A cooler.
A cooler.
Interesting.
He diffuses all situations with his physical presence.
I guess you would call it charisma. Because remember when he convinced Shion to believe the fact that like he can do what he does just because
of what he do.
He can do what he does just because it's something that he's good at.
Yeah.
Like he can Christ away the gnosis with no problem, and that's just because that's what he does. And he convinced Shion that was a good enough explanation, partially because of his charisma, I think. Right?
So it all reflexes back into itself.
Yes.
Then what is his goal?
That we don't know. I don't think we know Chaos's goal. He is very interested in the inner workings of both humans and robots.
Yes.
And I think he is a seeker of knowledge of some sort, but we don't necessarily know enough to be able to fully frame that, I don't think.
I think he's a seeker of knowledge and specifically intrigued by Cosmos, and I can't tell if it's a fascination or B, because he wants to build a weapon to surpass Metal Gear.
That's a really good point. I think you're onto something there.
Okay. That's all I got for our character round this time. Join us in a future episode for more character exploration moments.
We're going to do this like every 5-6 episodes, something like that?
Maybe. I mean, we don't really have enough to do a lot of people this early in the season, but we can probably nail down some people next time.
So once we feel like we got a better grasp on, say, Ziggy, for example, we'll go with that. But I think we know Ziggy's goal. He wants to die.
He wants to kill himself.
But I think that shifts.
But now we've just gotten Ziggy into space, and now we're going to go to the Elsa, to its diner for a cutscene. Music every day plays.
Yes.
We're looking at a sky cam shot panning across the kitchen dining area. It looks like Demolition Man Taco Bell. Hammer and Tony are seated on stools at the bar. Alan, Shion, Chaos, and Matthews are in a booth. Trankov isn't here, and I'm scared to wonder what would happen if he were. Are
the everyday scenes that we've come across in this game so far, are they kind of the campfire equivalent?
I was going to say campfire equivalent and fun lightheartedness. Yeah,
let's take Suikoden, for example. These scenes take the place of walking around the castle talking to people and developing that sense of...
The Elsa is our castle.
...community with your characters. This game chooses to do it by having these little fun scenes, I think.
Everybody digs into their food. Shion waits for their approval, so I'm guessing she cooked it. Alan the simp says it's delicious. Tony Mouthful says it's not bad. Matthew shovels brown sludge into his big mouth and wonders,
"Oh, come on. How can this girl's cooking be any good?"
Chaos, does he even need to eat food, points out that Matthews is stuffing his face. Matthews slams his chalice on the table and demands Chaos shut up. Matthews then demands water.
Water!
And Shion is happy to pour him some from the water pitcher.
Is he demanding water and hollering about water because he's eating curry and it's hot, or because he's eating so goddamn fast that he's choking?
I think it's all of the above, just general slob behavior. Okay. And especially since he's the captain, he demands people to satisfy his needs.
Because he's going at it. Even when other characters in this scene are doing things, the captain is in the background eating like Goku, just constantly.
Shoveling it in there. Shion confesses,
"This is pretty typical for me back home. I have my no-good brother to thank for that. He doesn't do a thing all day except sit around and read books."
What an asshole.
Nerd. Chaos laughs, then makes Shion feel welcomed and needed.
Well, there's no one on the ship that has any of your skills.
Shion then points out the gender gap, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Hammer, speaking with a mouthful of food, agrees.
You got that right. Normally, there's not even a hint of estrogen on this ship, so you can forget about having a good meal.
Chris, is this sexist?
Yes. I mean, the boys are out here talking about how only estrogen can cook, and I don't think there's any way around it. This is just a joke that lands because this game was written by old conservative men, probably.
It pans across the screen, and Tony and Hammer are at the bar. Tony is smoking. Shion asks who usually does the cooking around here, and Tony tells her they take turns.
We take turns. Not that it matters, because the cooking's always bad.
Chaos jokes that Matthews does nothing but eat. Matthews doesn't hear him and demands more water.
Yes, he's completely oblivious because he's in his eating mode.
Water!
Shion, or the optimist, happily agrees, but then Alan holds out his cup and asks Shion for some water too.
Yeah.
Shion looks at Alan and Tony kicks Hammer in the background in the get a load of this shit style, right as Shion tells Alan she hadn't noticed.
So Tony was trying to get Hammer's attention there.
To look at Alan try to crash and burn.
Because he was doing like a serious leg flex in the background. I didn't realize he was trying to get Hammer's attention. I thought he was just flexing leg.
Like, I'm not proud of this, but there has definitely been people I've seen in social situations try to shoot their shot with a lady, and I know it's going to go down in flames, and I'll watch and get other people I know to watch while it happens. For the record, I've also done that.
Yeah, we all have. And when you're the onlooker and you are creating the situation in which you want to, have fun by watching that situation, it never results in you having fun. It results in you feeling bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you get psych damage.
Yeah, you get secondhand psych damage from that shit.
Everyone here has already figured out Alan's deal, and they like watching him crash and burn. Alan says, hadn't noticed to himself and performs a 1,000-yard stare, and then it fades to black.
Yeah.
My next question was, Chris, is this a campfire scene, which we've already discussed?
Yeah.
Very good. Now I move to another cutscene, Chris. Elsa, diner, cleanup.
Yeah, this is a sequel campfire everyday scene, I guess.
Shovel them in. Another one. Music.
Let's get it.
Every day resumes, and Shion and Alan are side by side doing the dishes. Chris, does the cook always do the dishes, or does the cook not do the dishes in your household?
The cook should not do the dishes.
I agree completely.
Usually it's a collaborative effort both ways, but usually the cook does not do the dishes. This is not a campfire scene. Now, this is a theme of a moonlit night.
Oh, that's a good point.
I feel like when you're doing dishes, you have more meaningful conversations than you do when you're actually sitting there eating.
Plus, everyone's emotions are already spent. Like the looking forward to eating and all that has been done, and now you're just tired and want to go to sleep.
That's right.
Alan asks Shion what they're going to do now. Shion tells him that they certainly can't leave Kosmos to her own devices. Chris, can you leave a device to its own devices?
A device is a device, so it is its own device, so yes.
Okay. Shion then enthusiastically tells Alan she's functioning independently.
Yes.
Again, framing Kosmos as her child. Oh, look, she's acting independently. Chris, as a parent of a child, do you get excited when the children do independent play? Like when they have their own ideas and do their own things?
Oh.
Are they capable of that? Can kids do that? Is Kosmos a kid?
Yes. Yeah, kids do that. And when they first develop the ability to do that, then it is an exciting thing.
Like you don't have to plan activities for their Saturday. They can just go play Vampire Survivors for 7.5 hours.
That's pretty much what happened today, although
Cool.
It was more like 1 hour. But yeah, you get the point.
Alan again stares into the middle distance and fondly recalls the vacation time they were supposed to get after the startup test. And then turn Kosmos over to 2nd Division. Shion no-sells Alan's references of getting away from the Kosmos Forever thing, instead informing him that he's starting to sound like the captain.
This appears like she's like almost laughing in his goddamn face at this point.
Yeah, it's like, what do you mean? Work is life, Alan. Vacation is not life.
Yeah, come on now.
She tells him there's no crying over spilled milk. Chris, where do you get milk in the future? They've synthesized that shit now, right?
Yeah, you get milk from Realians.
I feel like you couldn't use that metaphor in Game Log today. It's dumb. When I was trying to be a writer, one of the first rules you see in any style guide is not to rely on overly popular idioms or metaphors because it makes you sound like you have nothing or at least nothing imaginative to say. Anyway,
Yeah, that makes sense.
Shion gets back to the task.
The first thing we need to do is to contact headquarters and ask for instructions.
Alan's like, oh man, we're stuck with the Elsa crew a little bit longer. And Shion detects the disdain and disappointment in Alan's voice and asks for an explanation. That's when Alan goes on one.
Yeah.
I got a little suspicious, so I checked this ship's registry. Did you know that these guys are with the Kukai Foundation? That place is bad news. I heard a rumor that it's just crawling with mutants.
Chris, when he said mutants, were you like, what the fuck, mutants?
Mutants, yeah. When I hear the word mutants, I usually think of like fucked up creatures or X-Men.
Yeah, Wolverine or fucked up dudes.
Yeah, one or the other. Fucked up dudes that are not on a council,
That's right.
I guess.
Shion's not having that. She stops doing the dishes and puts her hands on her hips and tells Alan,
Hey, that's kind of a racist comment.
And she calls the man who loves her a racist. Then goes on one, and when she goes on one, can we preface this by identifying this as a triple threat comment? There's 3 things happening in this comment that you're about to read, or we're about to hear.
well, I'm going to read it. That's going to get deleted.
Yeah.
Then we're going to hear it.
Yeah, I was hoping that you would do that. It's a lecture. There's also a lot of, as you know, world-building things in here.
Yep.
And it's also one of those types of comments that makes you aware that the person saying it has listened to one episode of Hardcore History. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they've got
a little bit of background or
like,
something.
They understand the background information on a specific historical event, but they can also create a few connections between a few events because old Dan has lectured them at least once.
I'm going to pretend I understand all those references.
Yeah, okay.
Listen, Alan.
Surely you've listened to one episode of Hardcore History.
No, I've heard that name before, but I'm not familiar with it.
I think I've listened to 2.
That's good. Good job.
They're like 7-hour podcasts.
Who would listen to a podcast for that long?
I would listen to a podcast, period. I don't know.
Listen, Alan. Sure, it's a well-known fact. The Kukai Foundation was established by the Miltian government as a specialized military group. But they only held that status until the completion of the post-war proceedings. Although, they haven't gotten around to demilitarizing quite yet. They're being run like any other valid foundation nowadays. You know, as a matter of fact, their current director received a lot of praise for taking in and protecting victims in the days before the Species Preservation Act. He's really to be commended. Now, what was his name?
So, Chris, Kukai Foundation, are they like FEMA but with a military unit, and Noobs, they still have the military unit?
I don't... Yeah, I guess. Are they independent of the government?
I think so. They are now, but they originally weren't created to be, and now they're kind of like a roving private enterprise PMC type fucking thing.
The Elsa guys, they work for the Kukai Foundation, so...
I think they're contractors.
Contractors.
Okay. Interesting. Wow. Huh.
Anyway, neither Alan nor Shion can remember the man's name. That's when Chaos busts in and tells it to them.
Guinan Kukai.
Guinan Kukai.
Chris, on the scale of good names, where do we rate Guinan Kukai?
Guinan Kukai is definitely on the high scale of good.
I was going to say
like, very
A
good.
or like low S tier.
Yes, very, very good.
The G in Guinan, the second G, is what really gets me.
Yeah,
Guinan Kukai. It's fun to say, too.
Yeah.
Chaos dropped in to see if there's anything he could help out with, which is what I always do when everybody's almost finished with the dishes.
Now, before we move on, Alan used the word mutants.
Yeah.
Do you know what the correct term for these folks are?
I do, but only because I've played up to the point where you meet them.
Oh, well, what if you just got an access to UMN dictionary and you
have that ability.
And you knew it now?
Let's do it, Chris.
Can we do it? It's called Uberhumans, Eric. Uberhumans. During the heyday of the Life Recycling Act, many people opted to undergo artificial procedures to enhance physical abilities or to increase brain capacity. This term is used to describe those individuals or their descendants. Although Alan refers to them as mutants...
It says that in the UMN database?
Yes. It's contextual to your own experiences, Eric. These gifted individuals do not exhibit any external differences when compared to ordinary humans. Current Federation law prohibits any acts of discrimination against such people, yet feelings of hostility still abound in various corners of the galaxy. The Kukai Foundation not only protects these individuals, but also provides them with a means to support themselves.
I'm going to call that a fun wrinkle into this game.
Yeah.
That also gives me a little bit of a whiff of Xenogears and Rico and the D-Block mutants patrolling around Nordtune.
That's a really good, good call.
Xenogears.
15.
Like, I'm not sure that this game needed an othering system for sentient beings, but it's like another interesting thing that's there, and I wonder if they just stuck it onto Alan to have someone be racist against these guys.
Yeah. Yeah, they had to get it in there somewhere.
Yeah, like we need to have some othering, some mutants, some...
We don't have towns of people to walk around and talk to
but like,
get these sentiments.
We have mutants, we have Realians, we have...
Cyborgs.
There's like a whole lot of collection of strange fucked... We are our own council of fucked up guys.
The entire universe.
Shion tells Chaos his ass to dry some dishes. Chaos moves to do just that, then it fades to black. Comes back, we're on our third consecutive fun dinner cleanup scene.
Yep.
The gang is finished cleaning shit up. Chaos spies a plate of food over on the table. It's for
the commander.
And I was like, Commander? I thought Commander and Captain were... I'm like, I'm going to bring fucking Matthews some more food. Jesus.
Yeah, this is the next major revelation of Xenosaga. The commander has not eaten dinner yet.
Yeah.
Where the hell is Trankov?
Just down there.
Yeah. This is one of the first times I started noticing that, like, the way that eyeballs are animated in this game are really fucking good. Like, these are not dead-eyed, like, idle animation staring off into space, Mega Man blinking people. Like, the eyes are always moving deliberately and are deliberately directed, which is...
very expensive.
I'm sure it's very expensive because you don't have to even do that when you're directing human actors because they just do that, right? That's a default. But with this, you have to, like, it's not an algorithm. Like, they have to animate that, which is amazing.
Shion offers to heat up that food and take it to Trankov. The gang then resolves to call it a day, but Chaos stops to wonder where Kosmos went. Shion tells him,
She's being tuned in her service module down in the hangar. It'll probably take a few more hours. Oh, did you want to go down and talk to her? I'm sure she'd like that. Of course.
Chris, should Vector employees be telling some weird jagoff anime boys from the spaceship they can go talk to the murder robot?
Again, I think this is a feature of chaos. It's like
He just compelled her?
It's chaos. It's like, if you had a weird murder robot in your house, and let's say Mark was at your house.
Thanks, Mark.
You'd probably go.
I would let Mark do it, but I wouldn't let Tony do it because he'd want to fuck it.
Right. I guess you could say Mark's kind of like chaos. Like he's got that you kind of
Mark
like.
has chaos energy,
Yeah.
Weird charisma.
Yeah.
Funny.
He comes into a room and he's like, yeah, that guy, I'll believe what he says.
Fixes a lot of my problems even though I don't ask him to.
Yeah, just want to be in presence of Mark. Thanks, Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
Yeah.
You're welcome, Chris.
Chaos doesn't say if he's going to go down there. He just tells Shion thanks. Alan and Chaos then leave and it fades to black. Elsa, finally playable. The background whir returns.
I am walk around with plate of curry.
It's a plate of steaming curry. We're still in the kitchen, which is called the Galley on the map.
Eric, in 2003, did you know what curry was?
No.
Well, if you know what you could have done in 2003 if you didn't know what curry was?
Googled it?
You could have looked it up in the UMN database.
Curry's in the fucking database?
Yes.
Jesus.
Curry, one of Shion's culinary specialties. A reaction by an American game fan who saw this scene at a recent game show was, what the hell are they eating? Alas, culinary cultural differences.
I would love for that to have been me. Yes. I was 5 years away from going to Tokyo and playing fucked up games at this point. It could have been me if I was just a little bit earlier.
Damn.
Stomach pains, diarrhea.
When I speak to Alan, he tells me that shit will get cold and I need to take it to the commander. Chris, this is not true because I let Shion idle with it for 5 to 10 minutes to capture various Elsa noises.
I went to bed with the curry.
Good.
Yes.
Great. I started exploring here a little bit. I went back to the diner and the bar. There's an aquarium in here, and the aquarium noise is layered on top of the whirring of the Elsa. There's a robot bartender.
Yeah.
Gives me a passport for the card game, and it even comes with a starter set.
I haven't tried this card game yet.
Me neither.
Oh, well.
Do you think I will? I'll think I'll have to.
Yes.
I don't know when. The robot also says it will make me any kind of drink I want, but it does not offer up any drinks, this fucking bullshit robot.
Yeah, bullshit.
Matthews is by himself in the booth. He burps, then concludes he ate too much. It's not every day you get to eat curry that bad. What? Is this like bad is good, like I'm Bart Simpson?
I don't think so, because earlier he was talking about how bad it was when he was shoveling it down his throat. That was the joke, I think. Was that like, how the hell can this girl cook? This sucks. I'm shoving it down my throat. Give me water.
I mean, I would rather eat bad food than go hungry.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Every scenario, but shit.
I'd eat hard rice. I mean, cooked rice, like overcooked rice.
You wouldn't make it like cereal rice?
No. Would you rather eat like mushy rice, like extremely watery mushy rice, or like overcooked hard rice?
Mushy. I feel like it would have less problems later when I try to get it out of my body.
No. The mushy, ugh.
Rice mush. Let me write that down on my telephone for things that upset you.
Go ahead.
Matthews continues. More importantly, what the hell happened? A military ship with combat weapons and civilian technicians. That sure doesn't look like nothing to me. Are we talking experiments with prototype weapons here? Yeah, dude.
Yeah. We are. That's what this whole game is about. Like, everybody's a goddamn prototype weapon except for Shion, basically.
And Alan.
Yeah, and Alan. Oh, I forgot about him. Poor Alan.
Everyone forgets about Alan. Shion tells Matthews that's half correct. Shion confirmed she was testing Kosmos, but was disappointed to learn that Kosmos receives orders from higher-ranking military officials. Matthews, true to his character, says he has no complaints as long as his crew gets paid. We then moved. Did you explore the Elsa now, or did you take the food right to the man?
Oh, I explored a little bit. I think one of the main things I noticed is that I went down to in the residential cabins.
By down, you mean over?
Over,
into,
down,
yes.
into.
The sound of running water plays over the whirring once again.
My favorite one is that there's like a McDonald's booth in there on the side.
Yeah, dude, I love booths.
And it's just guns laying all over it. Did you see that table?
It's Trankov's shit.
Okay, he brought all those guns with him when he escaped from the ship.
Yeah, I mean, you've already seen him brandish the pistol on the deck, right?
Yeah. Wow.
The sound of running water from some kind of fountain decoration dominates the ambient soundscape. It's also brightly lit as fuck in here, and everything has the color of aged plastic.
Yeah.
On the right wall are vending machines and a map of the Elsa. Did you find it weird, like how these space truckers are in this luxurious passenger cabin that's outfitted like it's the year 2002?
Yeah, it's like they acquired this or stole this ship somehow, or maybe it was issued to them by the Kukai Foundation.
We do find out where they got the ship later. I'm not sure if that was in a human database or if we actually learned that.
Is it gambling from gambling? Is it Star Wars thing?
I believe it was like an old passenger cruise ship thing.
We did learn that from the database, yes.
Gambling Star Wars type thing.
Yes.
Vector R&D Division sends me an email about the EVS, the environmental simulator. Chris, it reproduces places we've already been to so we can play them again, fight things, and get shit.
Yeah.
Currently includes the Woglinde, Pleroma, and Cosmos' Sim. You want to go back to the Pleroma is Shion? Because now you can.
Yeah, it's great. You can go unlock some doors, I guess.
Cabin South, the South Cabin. Nicely furnished. On the right are some opposing workstations cordoned off in a small side area. Southwest is a double set of bunk beds. The middle is a round table with seating for 6. On the left side are counters with screens above containing maps and shit. Did you get the disarm key off the couch?
No. Later on, a robot told me that it left the disarm key on the couch.
Yes.
But I could not find the couch.
I don't know how many instances of this are in this game, but it's one of those fucked up things where it's not part of your handheld identifier thing. You have to like rub up against the couch and mash the access button until you pick it up.
Oh, man. Maybe I only did the tables.
Looks like you're not going to disarm anyone with your smile, Chris. North Cabin.
Thanks, Billy.
It's kind of the same, but it's flipped. Workstations and bunks on the left. That's where I was like, why are these guns here? There's also a goddamn robot by the bed offering Shion a chance to sleep near the guns.
With her curry.
Chris, you ever slept with a gun?
Fuck, no. The closest thing I've ever slept to with a gun is like a toy lightsaber that's under my bed right now.
Yeah, that's about me too.
Yeah.
Or some Nerf activities.
I never had a Nerf gun in my bedroom. Maybe I'll take one up there tonight. Just to feel it.
Yeah. Feel it when I sleep.
Yeah.
Nerf feel. Sleep darts. Gunman.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Look what I brought to bed, wife. Before the bridge, there's a sign from the great Matthews on the airlock asking if whoever is trying to open it is crazy.
Yeah.
Off to the right is a UMN terminal, complete with a silver rotating access UMN point. What's that thing?
It's a shop.
You can buy stuff.
Yeah.
Buy anything?
I bought some equipment for my guys, but not until a little bit later.
Yeah, we're kind of short on cash.
Yeah, we are.
There's also a super fancy computer video call setup Zoom session screen on the north end. Went to the bridge. Got that clickety-clacky computer background noise.
Oh, yeah, give me those clicky-clacks.
Tony's here. He tells Shion she's a pretty good cook and makes her an offer to let her stay on the Elsa as head chef.
Oh.
Shion politely declines, citing all the other work she has to do. Tony's bummed, as that means he'll have to put up with Chaos and Hammer's bad leftovers. Chris, I love that Chaos also makes shitty food. Like, I guess you're not good at everything then, huh, buddy?
Yeah, you'd think he would be, though. I guess they do have to give Chaos one character flaw. Can't cook.
What if he makes it shitty on purpose just to stay kind of incognito?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's all for this. Let's take the elevator to B1 unless you got anything else.
No, let's take the stairs down to B1 and immediately get a cutscene, right?
Yes, night, maintenance lab, music, warmth plays.
Ah, warmth.
We witnessed the Cosmos Chaos coffin transform, revealing her body under a sea of black lights, like when I tried to retro brighten my Dreamcast shell in a peroxide bath.
You did that.
Multiple times. Chaos, don't do it. It makes the shit brittle. Chaos approaches the sleeping Cosmos, puts his hands on the edges of her coffin, and leans over her. Let's get weird, Chris.
Yeah.
So we finally meet. Now, where does the real you exist?
They already met. So is he finally trying to meet the real her?
I think so.
Maybe?
I think he's like, if I met you for the first time 6 hours ago, then I finally got a one-on-one, I'm like, so we finally meet, adversary, host of Retro Made Amnesia.
He's putting the Demolition Man sex helmets on, and they're knowing each other like that.
Oh, I don't think he's in a Demolition Man fuck. No, I don't think. Well,
not necessarily sex, but just
that's what it's for in Demolition Man.
I know, but like he
without
wants
fluid exchange. Obviously,
he wants to get that close to Cosmos.
I think he's curious what makes her tick, and he knows she has a secret in there because he's Chaos.
Okay. He also is looking around during this, like he knows something is happening or somebody's watching.
Yeah, because he stops talking, he notices something, and then he leans back over Cosmos and tells her goodnight, which is very creepy. As soon as Chaos exits, Trankov walks in. This feels like a stage play now where multiple characters are just exiting the same scene through the darkness. Trankov, and that's obviously what Chaos heard coming. He has like superhuman sense, so he realized someone was coming.
Yeah, and Trankov notices that, hey, this thing's open. This pod's open.
Yeah, did you immediately think he was going to go Shinji that pod?
Oh, God. Who, Chaos or Trankov?
Any of the above.
That sounds like something Alan would do, actually.
Oh.
Alan is more Shinji than anybody in this game, I think. He just isn't compatible with the robot.
Yeah, so it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Trankov surveys a sleeping robot from above, and the camera cuts to his face, illuminated by the black light and seemingly admiring everything he's looking at. Warmth ends, fade to black. We don't see what he did because we go to a Trankov flashback.
Yeah, I was not expecting this. It cuts quickly, too, because it's like instantly it's raining.
Is this the only flashback we've had so far of a non-player party member character?
Oh, yeah. Unless we had some... Well, we had that brief flash when Virgil was dying.
Yeah, that's true. Feb. Anxiety plays very low in the mix behind the rain. It's raining on a lush planet. We're in a fucking power plant field?
Yeah, I've got silo-looking science buildings.
They look like Olympic torches. Combined with a blender. Just a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
My fucking guy, this cloaked and hooded RPG man of mystery, stands alone in the field.
Yeah.
Trankov, wearing a fucking UTIC soldier uniform, approaches from behind. We don't see the mystery figure's complete face. He does not turn around, but he raises his hand with an object for Trankov.
He's got a strand of hair coming out.
We can see a dash of his hair, and it's blue. Chris, who has blue hair in this game with wispy, strandy hair?
Kevin.
It's fucking Kevin.
Yeah.
This is Kevin. When his hand is raised, we can see the sign on the building above Cherenkov's head. Did you read the building?
Yes, it says Central Tower Ariande.
Ariadne.
So did you try to UMN look up Ariane?
No, I didn't. Should I?
I think we should.
Planet Arianen.
How the fuck do you say that?
Ariadne.
Planet of Aryans? No, Chris.
No. A planetary member of the Galaxy Federation which vanished during the Zohar emulator experiment. It had a population of approximately 1.5 billion. An experimental laboratory owned by the UTIC organization was located here. It was also home to Cherenkov after his personality corrective procedure. Do we know about that?
No. Personality corrective.
Is that a
procedure.
spoiler? I don't know if this is in the database at this time of the game, so we can decide later if we want to beat that.
I mean, I think we know Cherenkov has some issues brewing around in those brain parts.
Yeah.
Man.
Under that hair.
So this is Ariadne and not Milsha as far as fucked up flashbacks go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Now, did we talk about the Wiimote already?
That comes up next.
Okay.
Cherenkov holds this object in his hand. The camera focuses on it. It looks like one of those one-handed game controllers for the PS1 and Saturn. It's got a D-pad and 3 buttons.
Yeah, it's an RPG controller.
Yeah, so you can play one-handed.
Yeah.
Do whatever else with your other hand.
Play the action movie with one hand, play an RPG with the other hand.
Look at anime with all of my hands. Yes. Cherenkov asks,
So you're the... I trust this will work correctly? But why?
Cherenkov looks up and the man he met is gone. It cuts to a sky cam shot of Cherenkov alone in the rainy open space, maybe a parking lot, fade to black. Music, UTIC organization plays. It cuts to 3 small airships blazing trails through the rainy, overcast sky of this small metropolis.
There's some rain patter on the camera?
Rain patter on the camera and fuzzy blurring effects on the white-hot blue jet afterburners.
Yeah.
Like someone did their work on this little scene. It cuts to a ground-level shot of 4 pine trees, then the airships blazing by overhead. This is functionally pointless, but I love it. Amazing atmosphere. You get it like some secret agent ships are coming on the premises.
Yeah, it's really good. And it really is sort of emblematic of like, they did a lot of shit in this game and they did not do anything for the game.
No. Yeah, we're going to look at the game rather than play the game.
Yeah.
Priorities. Then it cuts to a goddamn vector lab. Not the vector lab, but a vector lab.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hustle and bustle. It's a busy workday. Shion is briefly shown talking to someone. The doors are guarded by dudes in weird trench coat-based attire. Suddenly, those doors burst open and armed UTIC soldiers storm in. More guys pour in. Then a helmeted, and we can see his eyes through his visor, Cherenkov steps in and says,
"This facility is now under control of the UTIC organization. Any resistance whatsoever will be met with deadly force. So don't even think about trying anything. As long as you follow our orders, you will not be harmed. We appreciate your cooperation."
So Cherenkov has been on that UTIC double agent shit for a long time.
Yep.
And after this, he somehow was promoted to rank of assistant on the Waglinde. Who's pulling these strings, man?
This was only a couple of years ago, right?
I think...
Is this the incident?
This is the incident.
Okay.
Well, this is probably the incident, right?
I thought
incidents.
Kevin died in the incident.
Maybe we see the Kevin death part later.
Well, anyway.
All
the Allens are apprehended here.
The camera pans across the room, revealing all those employees standing at attention with their hands behind their head in the hostage position. Cherenkov brandishes the device the hooded stranger handed to him. It cuts to Kosmos' coffin and all the locks start snapping off. So Kevin handed over the remote to the coffin to Cherenkov.
Yeah, there's lots of great unlocking sounds and Steam release sounds. It's really good building up into the sort of horror things that they're about to do.
Someone had fun making this and they were looking forward to it. Shion screams Kosmos' name like it's her child. The camera pans from her feet up, revealing a prototype gold and red shelled Kosmos with silver hair resting inside. Her right hand sparks and twists to life, grabbing the side of the coffin for support, and now we're doing Frankenstein's monster again.
Yes.
Cosmos rises up amid an orchestra of gear and piston noises. Her head swings forward, heavy and off balance. Cherenkov looks on with bated breath. Her head then begins to vibrating wildly like it's the haunted shit in Jacob's Ladder. Then it super slams back at fucking light speed. We then switch to exorcist mode as her head starts doing 360s. Cosmos then gets in the pouncing position.
This whole time as she's activating, it keeps going back to Cherenkov's face.
Yeah.
And you can't see the expression on his face because he's got the helmet on.
Uh-huh.
When Luke Skywalker is being force lightninged and it keeps showing Vader's face over and over again, and you get it, even though there's no sound there. They added sound later. It fucking sucks. But there's
They added sound later?
They added sound where he's going, no. It's horrible. It's really bad. I thought we talked about this before.
That's fucking, is that still in like the present version? Like if I watch that?
It's in the present.
Whose voice is it, James?
Yeah, I think it's probably the same from the prequels.
Fucking Hayden in there?
Oh! Yeah, it's really bad. Like,
because that's one of the best parts of the movie is when Vader, you can't, like, he's no-selling it because he has no face, but you know what he's feeling.
Yes.
Fuck.
Exactly. That's the best part of Return of the Jedi. I mean, I'm not going out of my way to say that because it's the climax of the movie, but still.
Not the point, but I do think an Ewok would fuck up a grown man one-on-one. Those things are fucking bears with sharp teeth.
Yeah, I mean,
like
just
that, you know
think about trying to fight a raccoon.
Yeah.
And now triple it in size.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's no fucking way. Do you think Cherenkov expected this, or he's like, fuck?
I think that's the point of them showing his face over it, is he's having some regrets here.
He's upset that the thing is doing what it's doing, which includes the pouncing position, like when my cat gets real low and lines up before it leaps to assault my other dumber cat.
Yeah, and I don't know what he expected it to do.
Like get up, walk around, and suck him off. I don't know, man.
Come with me.
She tackles a Utic soldier, maybe Cherenkov, then leaps into a Vector employee whose hands were in the defensive position. Then she flies over a small wall and her back's got to be fucking broken now, man. There was a crunch sound. Cherenkov backs up, reverse crawling on the ground. He has some flashing fantasy of Cosmos' head moving through white light. Cuts to a close-up shot of his masked face, right as blood spatters all over it.
We're getting... This is like I think that's probably the second time in this game in which some like horror direction has been used, because that happened during the Gnosis invasion originally.
The Gnosis invasion was framed almost exactly like this, and the employees were backing up almost exactly like this, but it didn't, it's the Terminator 2 inverse of what you expect type thing, only backwards. Cosmos then approaches the older, berobed gentleman and slaps his face so hard he flies to the left at 1 million miles per hour. A soldier unloads a machine gun on Cosmos at point-blank range, but Cosmos no-sells it and tackles him as he screams. The fucking lights go out as the camera stays on Cherenkov, now sitting on the ground and breathing heavily. My dude gets up and runs the fuck away outside in the rain. An absolutely rabid, fast-moving Cosmos follows him out there and then slowly Terminator walks toward him. She full-body kicks Cherenkov, a fucking full drop kick. Cherenkov slams against a wall. The camera lingers on her legs, then turns sideways as it tracks her steps forward toward Cherenkov. He scurries away, and then one of the ships from a moment ago rises from behind him. We cut to his viewfinder, where it locks Cosmos in as its target. The ship fires a barrage of munitions in her direction. As the music swells through the yellow and red haze, we're left with the white, hot silhouette of Cosmos standing unharmed. She then points both hands at the ship, almost like she's holding an invisible bow and arrow. Pink and blue energy halos form around her outstretched arm, and then that energy is channeled into a laser ray at the airship. It doesn't explode. Its wings and other pieces start to fall off and blow away, almost like the ship is weathering a windstorm. It cuts to the pine trees from earlier, the small forest those Utic ships flew over. Cosmos' laser extends through the night air, dissipates, then the entire sky fills with purple-white light. The remaining trees are either destroyed or engulfed in that light.
These are kind of like Pacific Northwest looking evergreen type trees.
Yeah,
too.
We're definitely in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
It cuts to Cherenkov, still masked, absorbing the energy in the silhouette of his Utic gear. Fade to black.
Back to the present.
So I don't think... You're right. I don't think that was the night Santa went crazy.
Night St. Nick went insane?
Yeah. Good, thank you. Good Weird Al song. Look it up. I don't know if that was the night that Kevin was killed. Like, how many Cosmos incidents can there be? Or did she just go, like, rampage for, like, a 30-day bender?
Yeah. And this is, like, especially based on her appearance, this is, like, Cosmos version 0.4, I think.
Yeah, this is very much prototype.
Yeah.
Maybe that is the real Cosmos Chaos was looking for, is the murder robot. The extra murder robot. But now we're in the maintenance lab, Cosmos' bed. She's staring at Cherenkov as he stares at Cosmos. My fucked up little guy wonders...
Is this the same archetype from before?
It's a very
archetype.
Deliberate choice of words there, I think.
I think that was on purpose.
Yeah.
I don't think he means archetype in the Jungian sense, or maybe he does. I think he just wonders if it's the same model.
Did you say Junkian?
Jungian.
Okay.
Sorry.
Junkion?
You know I know the difference.
Weird. Speaking of Weird Al.
Rekgar is here. Yeah, everyone dares to be stupid. Rekgar, a junk heap, and it's not important. My guy then brandishes a pistol. He closes his eyes, clenches his teeth, and then it cuts to a shot of Kosmos' sleeping face as Trankov's gun enters the frame.
Is he having a stroke?
It cuts to a shot of Kosmos' face in the foreground with Trankov in the background, shaking and breathing heavily as he aims the gun at Kosmos. It's possible to look at this, Chris, at what's happening, and for this to go the wrong way and look very, very funny.
Yeah.
I just tried to imagine Chris doing this with not with one of his children, but with his Roomba.
Yeah.
Just crying one night, pointing a pistol at your fucking malfunctioning Roomba. Trankov closes his eyes again and aims the pistol with 2 hands and shakes violently. But he can't squeeze the trigger. He can't do it.
It's no good.
No missiles.
He takes the pressure off, lowers his pressure.
Finger off the
He takes his finger pressure off. I don't know what I meant.
His polygons are detaching.
He lowers the goddamn ass gun, then breathes like me after running between 7 and 10 miles.
Yeah.
Trankov then extends his left hand and stares at it as it shakes, fade to black.
Or me and running between 2 and 3 miles.
Same thing. Chris, what is my guy doing? Is he trying to like sort out the problem right now?
He's trying to sort out the problem. I think you hit the nail on the head right there.
Has he been a slave for too long? Doing Utik's bidding for no reason? Is he like trying to like fight the boss now?
Is he trying to fight himself? Like he's loyal to Margulis, or at least he's working for Margulis, right?
Yeah.
Does Margulis want Kosmos? Margulis hasn't said a goddamn thing about Kosmos.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Margulis just wants the Momo.
The Zohar and the Momo.
And is Kosmos related to those things? Probably.
Maybe there's like a key or something in there.
Holy Trinity, Momo,
like we'll
Kosmos,
learn.
Zohar.
Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Chaos has got to be in there somewhere too, though, I think.
Holy Spirit. It's a Trinity, Chris.
Okay.
It's all the same thing. We'll learn as this game goes on that I think Trankov is one of the most fucked up guys of all time in RPGs.
Oh, really? Okay,
like,
good.
Just terrifically fucked up.
Great.
Like Ramses level fucked up.
Great. That's kind of crazy considering I just watched the second episode of the anime where they just kill him off.
Yeah, right. Where he's spoilers. Trankov is killed in the fucking second episode.
Patreon.com/RetroAM.
Elsa, B1F, playable. The Elsa hum returns. Shion exits the elevator. We're still holding on to the steaming pile of curry. I head back up and find Alan in the north cabin.
Oh, you did? You saw Alan. Okay.
He has more mutant comments. You ready? See, they are weird. Look at the strange powers that they used. There's no way a human being could go up against a Gnosis, but there's one right here. Chaos is a real flesh and blood human being, no matter how you look at it, and I'm saying that's the weird part. Shion tells Alan it'll be okay. Give it up. Trust her. Alan says that's what worries him the most. Quote, you saw the captain's face. This still isn't a good idea. Don't you think that he looks pretty dangerous? That captain has definitely killed people before.
Oh, I didn't get this. Wow.
Shion tells Alan, oh, you're so uptight. Girls won't like you if you're so annoying.
Wow, I totally missed this. Okay.
Alan has no comeback for this.
No.
I like that his rationale is the captain's killed. Like, dude, your fucking robot has killed people.
Yeah, you saw it happen.
Your robot killed your girlfriend's boyfriend.
Yeah. Jesus.
Go back to B1F. I can't go in the cargo elevator. Shout out to Shion for using her vaporizer to blow shit up while simultaneously holding a plate of food with 2 hands. I get the would appreciate your help email, moving to search for an intruder. Ongropa wants me to use AI to identify an access mode.
What?
I did this.
Okay. I didn't get this.
Then I blow more shit up, but on the south end, through the weird hallway and blast doors, is an honest-to-God screaming hole.
What?
A rectangular abyss in the middle of this room, and it makes a screaming sound when you approach it that I captured.
I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a screaming hole in the Elsa. It's off on the right. If you take the alternate way around to that place where Ziggy eventually chills at the save point, there's multiple ways to the exact same spot. I move past the screaming hole and blow up shit on the left, revealing a secret door that takes me to where all the stuff I blew up when I walked into B1F is. I move through a few rooms and find a ladder to another lower level. Again, Shion is holding a plate of food as she descends the ladder.
It's so great. I also love when we're blowing shit up, like the blast is just coming from the curry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boom, boom, boom.
I'm using my curry to blow shit up, find med kits and disarm keys and whatnot.
Elsa, B2F, the idle hum returns. I head back upstairs and find another room with a save point and Chaos and who's piddling around. Shion asks if he was able to talk with Kosmos. Chaos tells her no, she seemed to be asleep, so I didn't want to bother her. I'll try again later. Shion says that's too bad, and Chaos gets weird. But she was quite beautiful, even asleep. Chris, beauty beautiful or the weapon she's got beautiful? Well, how does Chaos define beauty?
I think the former. Like, Chaos sees beauty in, like...
The way your dad looks at a tool chest and is like, oh, fuck yeah.
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 That way, I guess.
Shion says thank you for some reason, then asks where Trankov is. Chaos says he saw him walk in the maintenance lab. In the big cargo area, I use a disarm key on the slide lock. This attaches to the side of a bridge, allowing access to some more items and a new staircase.
Oh.
That staircase leads to the area behind a catapult room, which has a shitload of items, including a decoder 10 and a spirit pendant. Fuck you, Chris. Bet you didn't get that, did you?
No, I didn't. I couldn't find the goddamn disarm key, despite spending 20 minutes trying to find it.
Eventually, I head west to the catapult room. You know who I found down here?
Hammer.
That's right.
Yeah. He's like, what are you doing?
Shion asks him about the escape pod, and he tells her that they cleared it out already. Maybe small, but the military escape pods use cutting-edge technology. They sell for quite a lot to the right people. She was like, what the fuck? You put it up for sale? An embarrassed Hammer replies, oh shoot, pretend you didn't hear that. Hammer proceeds to sell out his boss, telling Shion it was all the captain's idea. Shion waves it off, telling Hammer it's not like you belong to her anyway. Quote, and I'm sure to the military, it's just another piece of equipment. I blow all the shit up here and find segment address number 14. You know what's in there?
No, where is
fiber? It's in when you go in the cattle or that bay. There's like a bunch of shit to blow up on the walls.
No, I got the segment address 14, but like, where's the door for that?
Segment address is the door.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, the decoder is the ring, right?
The decoder, yes.
The decoder is the ring. The decoder is the key.
The key.
Got it. Okay, I'm good.
Offhand, I'm not sure where that is, but you know who knows where that is?
The internet.
The fake net.
Oh, okay.
Internet. What the shit? Push the fake net button. We're gonna learn where that is right now.
Initializing fake net.
It's in one of the final dungeons in the game.
That's right, because I already had it. Fiber suit is in there. You want a fiber suit? Suit made of fiber? Fibers?
Yeah.
Speed shoes are actually behind that door. Eric is confused.
Fuck it, I head back upstairs, go to that room south of Chaos and save point, and it's a lift to the Elsa eggs hangar?
Yep. Mm-hmm. You should definitely go in here and tinker with your junk, because if you don't, you might have a hard time later.
Oh, I'm not going to use eggs.
Oh, okay.
The North robot is fucked up. Hell 0, I'm in charge of maintaining the ship. Like, it's typing like you're really cool on the internet in 98.
Oh.
Where all the letters are intercapped and shit.
Leet speak, is that what they called that?
Yeah, leet speak, very good.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not sure if that was leet speak. I think leet speak was, I don't know. Fignet, what's leet speak?
Initializing fake net.
Leetspeak is an informal language or code used on the internet, in which standard letters are often replaced by numerals or special characters that resemble the letters in appearance.
Huh. Didn't know that.
We can buy an eggs part from this thing. I understand none of them, and we'll ignore this and feel forced to do otherwise. To the south is a massive room. Along with some walls are a few of those grabby hand space robots like the ones that we were surveying, the Zohar. There's a coat beam chest at the south end. Finally, I find a lift on the other side of that hangar. I ride it up, and I enter the door for the next cutscene. Chris, any other basement exploration times for you?
No more basement exploration. It was kind of hard to find this a little bit.
Yeah, it's arduous to get to. Like, why is the maintenance lab on the other side of the eggs hangar? We return to Trankov, lights out, staring at Kosmos' bed. Suddenly, the light flips on. Shion exits the elevator with a plate of food. A spooked Trankov turns the gun on Shion. But then he relaxes his posture, though he still keeps the gun aimed at Shion.
You?
He says. Shion kind of no-sells the gun, telling Trankov,
I didn't see you in your room. I thought you might be a little hungry.
Trankov turns to his side, does not answer. He scratches his head with his gun, then appears to holster the pistol. Chris, I think with most gun safety courses, if you have an itch on your head, you don't aim the barrel of the gun at your head to scratch it. Is that true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
Even Nerf guns, you shouldn't do that.
No, that could hurt.
Shion walks forward and asks this wreck of a human being what he was doing down here. And come on, man, he had a gun out, ask a better question. He tells Shion an extremely creepy...
I was looking at her.
Never say that.
Nope. No.
There's no reason to say I was looking at her.
While holding a gun.
Yeah. Unless you're talking about a child that you're supposed to, like, be responsible for.
Right, protect.
I was looking at her.
I was the Secret Service.
Yes. But other than that, don't say that.
Shion calls out the gun, Trankov stutters, holsters it, and tells Shion it's a bad habit.
That's a hell of a bad habit, my guy.
What the fuck are you talking about? It's a bad habit.
What is going
looking
on?
At sleeping ladies with my gun out?
A bad habit to what just draw a gun?
Shion seems to understand that all these dudes are unstable. She says,
I see. Well, you are a soldier after all. I know someone with a habit like that.
My fucked up brother.
He's always carrying a sword around with a weird grin plastered on his face. Don't you think that's dangerous?
When I first saw this line when I played this game in 2003, I said, God damn it, I can't wait to see Dr. Saito Nizuki in Xenosaga Part 2 of 6.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Part 2 of 6. And I don't know if we talked about it, but I think Aiden Uzuki posted a link in our Discord to what was actually the first trailer for this game that heavily featured Jin and Margulis in scenes that are in this second episode of this game.
Interesting. Okay.
So I think Jin was meant to have a larger presence in this game than that cameo earlier.
Yeah.
Trankov confirms that this behavior is dangerous, then takes the steaming food from Shion. She doesn't actually hand Trankov the tray. She makes the motion, but if you look, it's never actually exchanged. It only rises with Trankov when he moves. I think it's neat, Chris, how this was directed and organized. Like, we can't have her hand the tray over, have it off screen.
Yes. Just like handing Commander Shepard items.
That's right.
Except way better.
Below the belt.
Yeah.
Trankov moves on to business.
So this is the android that can take on the Gnosis. She sure doesn't look like it.
I so desperately want the most placid government goon to ask, so, why did you make it sexy?
Also, while he's sitting on a couch eating curry like a sad but guy.
Yeah.
I only sit on the couch and eat curry when I'm sad.
I wish... I do that when I'm happy and sad. I think so.
I think the level of comfort that I get from eating curry and being on a couch is necessary when I'm sad, and when I'm happy, the curry is good enough. So I can sit at a table like an adult.
Multiple ways to enjoy curry.
Yes.
Since our hot chicken odyssey has begun, have you upped your curry spice level?
Not really.
You still want to enjoy it?
Yeah,
like a person.
I like pretty much a standard.
All right, give me a standard. So this is where I postulated a theory as to why Kosmos is sexy with heels and breasts.
Okay.
It's like Metal Gear Solid 2 with the pinups. Like the Gnosis are distracted by conventionally attractive women, and they get distracted.
Oh. I don't buy that argument, Eric.
You don't think so?
No.
Then what's the reason?
Shion is gay.
Okay, that's actually an equally plausible
reason. Shion likes hot ladies.
Don't we all? Trankov walks away. Shion looks over at Kosmos, then caresses the back of her hand against Kosmos' face.
Okay.
But regardless of what she looks like, she's still a weapon.
I mean, Shion should tell herself that more often.
Yeah. I like how Trankov then immediately asked about that one time this battle android killed a guy.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
I suppose you're right. Before we left the Woglinde, what was his name? Lieutenant Virgil? He was killed by this android's battle algorithm, wasn't he? I'm not trying to blame you. Logic, reason, they can bring about death. Happens all the time.
Yes, facts, logic, and reason can all bring about death.
It's some fucking cop shit, Chris.
Yeah.
The officer didn't shoot the 8-year-old. The gun simply went off in his vicinity.
He should have complied.
In the context of a battle android, though, this is an interesting trolley problem adjacent test of morality.
Yeah.
Logic and reason can bring about death is a very strong quote. Shion then tells Trankov she never thought of Kosmos would ever do something like that. And I believe Shion when she says that, but how can she possibly believe that also? Was she not chief architect? Didn't she write the rules? Cosmos can kill someone on her first day on the job.
I mean, she can write the rules, but she cannot predict how the rules will interpret reality.
Yeah, but when it comes to murdering innocent people, you should kind of have a lockdown on those rules.
Can you just have a don't murder function?
Asimov's rules of robotics, right?
But if you have a don't murder function, then you might end up getting everybody killed, right? That's probably why she didn't write it in there.
Well, it says don't murder. How do you get everybody killed if they're in it?
Because if you don't murder somebody, Cosmos believed that if she did not murder Virgil, then they would have put themselves at a disadvantage because of the Gnosis attack. Yeah. A probability thing.
Fucking logic and reason.
Facts and logic.
Trankov is now me. He asks Shion if she wrote Kosmos' basic logic architecture. Shion then confirms everything we know to be true.
Yeah.
I always thought of her like a daughter. Or more like a friend, maybe. But...
more than a friend?
You cannot program the logic architecture of your friends or your children, Eric. Trust me, I've tried this. It doesn't work.
Yeah, but you know who was my friend who I programmed?
Do I want to know?
Seaman.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. I was like, he's going to say something fucked up, but then you didn't.
No, Seaman is kind of fucked up. You think about it.
Yeah, wow, good job.
You know,
okay, wow.
Trankov then shows some empathy.
I see. Well, I doubt we could have saved the lieutenant from that situation anyway.
The military operates in the same fucked up way your robot does.
That's interesting. Was Virgil destined to die, or was he destined for something greater? Did Virgil need to die? Did Trankov know that Virgil needed to die?
What?
That's a weird sentence, right?
It is, but I read it as if Cherenkov was saying that
this fucking dude is a death wish.
Even if we were doing some standard military operation here, we would have made the same decision.
Oh, okay, yeah. Even if like his Realian troop was shooting.
Yeah,
at it.
yeah.
Shion thanks Trankov for trying to cheer her up. She then observes that he eats very neatly.
I noticed you eat very neatly.
Who the fuck thinks this?
Yeah, who the fuck does think? This bothered me a lot. I thought about it for a while to try to make sense of it, and I finally did.
Okay.
I think that she is commenting on the fact that he is eating very neatly like a soldier, like a military guy. You know, they have like very proper ways they're supposed to do things, I think. I've seen in movies or something.
Yeah, movies.
Yeah. Well,
but the guys upstairs are all slobs?
The guys upstairs are all slobs. We got to sit in the mess hall and eat properly or whatever. And so he's eating proper. She's noticing that he's eating in a very sort of robotic or trained manner.
Okay. I can see him being... Well, there's a lot of who's inside Trankov at the moment, but like, you know, using napkin, small bites, organized.
I thought it was supposed to be a reference to it being a military thing, but it
probably is.
It comes across as just a weird and fucked up thing to say, and I like that better, actually.
Give me more weird, fucked up personality traits.
Yes.
Trankov's trait is to eat neatly. And off guard, Trankov replies,
That's part of who I am. At least now, that is.
Meaning my dude wasn't always this way. And I can believe it, as we've seen him experience trauma and also kind of freak out recently. Shion sits next to this man she made ride an escape pod in space for 6 hours and asks him what he was doing aboard the Woglinde. I'm so glad this is happening. A very suspicious Trankov then asks why she's asking, and Shion replies, just wondering, you somehow seemed different from the other crew members. He's getting made, Chris. My dude hands Shion the serving tray like she's a waitress and tells her,
The Woglinde task force was assembled hastily. Besides, I'm a soldier. I'll go to where I'm assigned.
My dude then leaves. Non-answer ass answer.
Yeah. But Shion catches on a little bit, I think.
Oh yeah, she knows. She's holding the messy-ass plate on the tray. She questions the word soldier.
Yeah, because this guy's supposed to be a commander, right?
Yeah, administrative or command, but he thinks of himself as a soldier.
It's because he's a soldier for UTIC, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
So he kind of let that slip a little bit.
Yeah.
She connects it to UTIC because Xenosaga rarely believes in subtlety.
Yes.
Well, Chris, next time we're going to go back in space with Momo and Ziggy, but now what kind of space are we going to?
We're going to the RealNet space.
Initializing RealNet.
The space of RealNet. A space where the RealNet can tell us comments in the past, which will be read in the future.
And listened to in the future of the past.
Also true. Panda Pajama says they fired all the cutscene cameramen. Talking about Xenosaga 3.
That is interesting to think about, of like what part of game is expensive. It's moving the camera around and directing shit like it's a movie.
Yeah, because that takes application of artistic talents.
Yeah. Like it has to be storyboarded multiple times with the way the camera moves around.
Panda Pajama says, I thought Eric was saying Chaos is cooler from Dragon Ball Z. I did too at first. That's where my mind went first.
What's a Chaos cooler?
Chaos is cooler. You said he was cooler. Like he's cooler. He's cool. He's a guy who cools the room.
I was actually thinking of William H. Macy in the cooler.
Oh, okay. Well,
same concept, I believe, maybe.
He thought that you were calling him Cooler from Dragon Ball Z, which a Cooler is...
Dragon Ball Z is a character named Cooler?
Yeah, in a movie, Frieza's brother is named Cooler.
For fuck. Okay, I'm going to ignore that. And let's just say if I'm making a Dragon Ball reference, it's unintentional. Although I'm theoretically capable based on what little I've seen.
I do know that I noticed that you understand when I say eating like Goku, though.
Yes, I know that. And if you make a Ginyu Squad reference, I'll understand what that is.
Yeah.
Or drinking like Bulma, I'll understand that.
Blackie Mars says, I just saw flashes of an alternative reality where they stick those motion capture thingies on people's eyeballs to create eye movements.
Yeah.
In performance capture. That'd be fucked up.
That would. They would save a lot of time on the animation.
But there is eye tracking, though, right?
There's
ways to track eye.
But not at this point. I mean, it's still kind of like we're still just getting there with consumer technology.
But they have, like, for example, in user experience, they can study the way people's eyes move across screens and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a game before your eyes that actually tracks eye movement based on your phone, and not to mention VR with eye tracking and modern VR applications. Also, shout out to Blackie Mars listening at 2 a.m.
Yeah, we have a European contingent tonight, which is good. Grace Wandeer says, is Cosmos part Dreamcast?
I can see that. The Dreamcast lid with that orange arrow on it, kind of, yeah.
Panda Pajama says, I, for one, am glad we do not live in a world where you insert your hands into someone to meet the real them.
I mean, you can, with consent.
You can.
Dentists insert their hands into me all the time.
Yeah. Lopsopdoy says, I really do appreciate how much of a WMD Cosmos is.
Yeah.
Which is true. Yeah.
Go get her, George.
Spurned says, the first instance of leet speak was 58008 upside down on a calculator. Don't fact check me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think boobless, and I think you can make most calculators say hellhole.
All right. Well, thank you, RealNet, for joining us for this episode of Retrograde Amnesia. We'll see you next time. This episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on September 3rd, 2023. Thank you for joining us today. Sure. Support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam and get early access, ad-free episodes, bonus episodes, miniseries, all kinds of great stuff. Thanks, Mark
Shepard,
for the intro music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Thanks, World Sin, for the podcast artwork. Until next time, Eric.
Yes, we will kill Kevin.
And now you may go back to sleep. Thanks for joining us. Well, I don't. I must have wrote my outro differently. I'm gonna read this. This episode.
I like how you ostensibly took notes on that, but then you just closed your eyes and winged it when like you could.
I think I started to write down the intro on here, and then I didn't do it right. And
you mean outro?
Outro? Is that what I said?
You said intro.
I had to practice a little bit, I guess.
I do think it would be really funny. I don't think we've done this. Is to do the outro first and then do the intro last.
We'll do that
for like a bonus episode or something. Like play the not even
make
play
somebody
the
take
intro
their goddamn
music.
phone out of their pocket.
Yeah,
to
dude.
Make sure they didn't fuck it up.
Play the intro music in reverse, which I think.
Great. Well, we left off last time at the escape of the pleroma. Pleroma.
Can I pause you? When you said we're going to do the game, did you mean the game or the game?
No, I just forgot what I said. So cut that.
I love eating dinner, then leaving the dining area with. I already said that shit. Chaos approaches a sleeping Cosmos, but his hands. Oh. When his hand is raised, we can see the sign above the building. When his hand is raised, we can see the sign above the building above Trankov's head. I'm going to third take on that one.
Go for it. Okay, well, Kyle just sent me a text that says, so, ... And I just really want to know what he's going to say.
Yeah, I need to know this.
Yeah.
I also need to know this.
Yeah, so we'll talk about this later. Okay, I don't know what it says.
Maybe the president's dead. We have no idea right now.
Yeah.
Kale says she...
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, he sent me the message. Let's see if it's good.
All right.
Okay, it's about One Piece.
Oh.
He said he liked it. The new live action one.
Dude, I was hoping like space aliens or fucking anime. It's always anime.
Live action adaptations of anime.
Whatever.
Silverbolt, what happened to you out there?
I don't know. I just couldn't take being that high.
Never mind. I had an idea, but I've talked about weird masturbation things too many times this episode.
Yeah, probably. Not the hold on, let me see if I can get to my Alan comments here. Yeah, go ahead. I think I went back and talked to him later.
Oh.